Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started shortly. And I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody. Welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader weekly broadcast. I am Sami Absad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend is going great. And happy Father's Day. Let's get started. We're going to go over the market. I'm going to go over my swing plays for tomorrow. Before we start, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss in this video is for educational purposes only. If you're new to our channel, please be sure to download the free ebook. Link for that is in the description below. Also, if you have any questions, reach out by emailing customer service info@t3live.com. Again, info@t3live.com. And one last thing is, if you find benefit in today's video, please be sure to smash that like button. All right, let's get started. So we'll start off by going over the market, and we'll go over the watch items for tomorrow. I went ahead and posted my entire watch list for tomorrow in the video description. Not just these, but my entire watch list. All right, so the market is on a tear. The Qs and the SPY are really bullish. The IWM, the complete opposite. So that divergence usually doesn't last that long. So something has got to give. Either the Qs and the SPY come back down to earth, or the IWM starts to go back up. The divergence, extreme divergence like this, doesn't last very long and doesn't even happen all that frequently. 3 big red bars, probably 3 up days in a row. I don't want to say 3 big green bars, but this was a big gap up, and then still a gap up, and then another little green bar. So big time divergence. In terms of what to be, should we be bullish or bearish? It really depends on what you're trying to do. Does your stock fall under the IWM, the small cap market, or is it more of a large tech, large cap stock? In terms of trying to, because the market has been, running away a little bit, getting extended, in terms of trying to catch the top or trying to predict the top, let Nvidia be your guide. Like as long as it's moving up, probably the market is higher. If it shoots up, puts in a wide range bar, or gaps up and tanks like we saw here, or again doesn't gap up but puts in a wide range green bar, that's an early warning sign that we're very close to the top, probably. So let Nvidia be your guide as far as trying to catch or predict the top. Some might not want to short at the top but want to trail their positions, right? Okay, so let Nvidia, I think, be your guide. For now it remains bullish, pretty extended, but remains pretty bullish. All right, so the bias for this week, who knows? Some of it is bullish, the large cap, the tech stocks bullish, the small cap bearish. So figure out what market you should follow and act accordingly, right? Okay, in terms of the watch items, here's what I got for you. I have AFMD as a long over the base, stop under the bottoming tail. So it's a really big bottoming tail. It looks very sloppy. I actually played it as an earnings play, and I was mad at myself on Wednesday, I think, because I got out at 8:30 or so, 8:30 something, and it went all the way to 9 before collapsing to 650. So okay, in hindsight it wasn't such a bad exit, but I still left 70 cents on the table. At any rate, I like it higher on the larger time frames also. So this would be an entry over 730 with a stop under 650 on the AFMD. I am certainly not going to be playing every single one that's on my list, but to be honest with you, you have to be a subscriber to know which ones I will be taking tomorrow. I've completed the newsletter for tomorrow, so if you're a subscriber, you can log on to your T3 Live account and get the details, the entry, the stop, the target for every play that I'm taking. or just wait until about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning when the newsletter goes out. Okay, so the AFMD looks okay. ANET is also really bullish, has a 1-2-3 setup. A 1-2-3 is when you have an igniting bar followed by a narrow range bar. Sometimes if the narrow range bar is really small, I don't put my stop here. I might put it under the big green bar, which is what I would suggest in this case also. So over 332, stop maybe under 319.80. All-time high, so no predetermined target for the ANET. CARR is pretty bullish. This thing is really bullish. Doesn't have an exact entry or an exact setup, but my goodness, it's really bullish. I would say if I had to pick an entry, this is more of a watch item because of how bullish it is. Long right here, stop right here. Okay, I don't have the Snapchat and the pins on a list here. I'm in the Snapchat. You know, they look good too. It's not, the CARR reminded me a little bit of the pins. Gap down, got bought, same as CARR on Friday. The next one on the list is the Bitfarms, and the Bitfarms, I kind of don't like it because it's way up. It's not something that I intend to play. It's actually listed as an additional idea in the newsletter for tomorrow, but it's not something I'm gonna do. It's not an official play. But I put it on the list more so to remind myself to tell you that I listed the crypto stocks at the bottom of my watch list. There's a bunch of them that look really good short term but also long term, such as the WULF on the monthly chart. My goodness, this looks great. There's a few other ones that are a little too late, like the Core Z, the Iron. Those are a little too late for now, but there's a bunch that I listed in the video description, such as, again, Bitfarms, the CIFR, which looks good. I'm surprised that crypto stocks are bullish given the fact that Bitcoin has been bearish. But Bitcoin is trying to turn the corner, by the way, but I'm not sure it's quite ready. That's what I have here, the chart of Bitcoin. I just bought 300 shares of Solana at 146, 145 some change, and it may be the bottom on it. And Solana usually leads, so if this ends up being the bottom, then maybe Bitcoin rallies. Right now, Bitcoin is the weakest of the major coins. Ethereum is the strongest, followed by Solana. But Ethereum never really gave me a good entry. I have some Ethereum. In fact, it's staked, meaning I can't even get out of it if I wanted to get out of it. But I didn't add to it. Whereas the Solana, I added 300 shares, 300 coins. So again, crypto stocks in the video description. LE or LE looks good over the highs. Stop under this big bottoming tail. Why not use the tight stop? It's a very thin stock, right? So I want to give it room. Now, why play this breakout to begin with? Because I love the monthly chart on the LE, okay? Really like the monthly. The LU was an ex-dividend gap, so this is not a true gap down, but notice that transition A on the hourly chart, breakout you can call. I don't know if this is going to follow through. It's not an easy call. Over 224, stop under 208, 209. Maybe target 1, 248, target 2, about $3. So it's a cute little pattern. I don't know if it's going to follow through because this was not a real gap. This was an ex-dividend gap, but I like it. PCAR is interesting, but I also don't like the weakness on the weekly chart. Dropped pretty hard. It's under the 20. So it's, you know, tell you the truth, it's not one of the ones that I picked for tomorrow, but it's on my radar. Long right here over 107, stop under 105. As a weekly buy setup, target about 120 on the PCAR, but it's not one that I picked for tomorrow. It's just on my radar. The TH, played it on the gap down day, played it twice, at least twice, and one of those times I lost money on. But looks higher over the base, stop under it. Really bullish move up. The target would be $10, though it would be a stretch to expect it to get $10 to get to $10 without, you know, coming back in a little bit initially. The TNXP is interesting. It's another tricky one like the LU, but because this was a secondary gap, a secondary offering, You know how when the company goes public, it's called IPO, initial public offering. Anytime they sell more shares, it's called the secondary offering. So this is not a real gap, you know, the secondary offering over here, but it's really tight base. So I like it over 125, stop under 107, target $2. Okay, so it's an interesting idea. TNXP. TTWO is a daily buy setup. Looks good. This is take two. There's two entries on it. One would be over 159.25. The stop in either case is 155.94 under, and the other entry would be over 160.40. Okay, so up to you, but it's a pretty decent buy setup. The YMM, I have a position in it, looking to add over 920 with a stop under 859. So over 920, stop under 859. I love the monthly chart on it, hoping to hold it long term, but we'll see. Last one on the list for today is the Zillow. Couldn't find a way into the Zillow, even though I mentioned that monthly buy setup. Really like it. A little bit kind of gone, but there is another entry as a 1, 2, 3, 4 on the daily chart, hourly base breakout on the hourly chart. There you go. Over the highs, stop under the lows. Okay, it's like over 49 by 47.50, 46. The shorts, I only have 3 items for tomorrow on my watch, on my favorites list. But as I said, I posted my entire watch list. The ANF, Abercrombie and Fitch, went climactic here totally. Didn't short it, didn't catch the top. Now it's doing a retest, a double top. I did play it short last time around. It topped out over here, and the same thing. I don't think I got it on the initial move down. Went back up, and I got it on the double top, and it worked. It worked. Now it went back up eventually, and it's the same exact thing. And why is it setting up the same way? Because the main players usually don't change very often. Here's the entry, and here's the stop. Now, where was the right entry? It should have been right here already. You know, under the first, this bar is low. So under 186.30. My suggestion would be under 183.60 with a stop over this pivot right here, 191.50. Target 1 would be the 20 MA on the daily, and target 2 would be the 20 MA on the weekly, about 140. Okay, so that's my idea on the ANF. A path, incredibly weak, never bounced with the market at all, staying weak. So under the lows, stop above the base right here. You can call it a 1, 2, 3, 4 on the weekly chart. That looks lower, all-time low. Okay, if not all-time low, it's actually not all-time low, close to it on the path. Okay, like it. Very weak. VSTS triggered. Oh no, that didn't trigger short. I was thinking VSTM. VSTM triggered short like last week or so. I didn't short it. Looks lower again. Is another sell setup triggered here, which I regret not doing it. Has another sell setup, not too bad. VSTS is on my list as a short under the pivot, 1136, stop over 1250, and target about $9 or $9.15. So that's an interesting M pattern forming, or a weekly sell setup, you could say. And that's it for today. Again, there's more items in the video description if you want more watch items, but I like to keep the video short, so I highlighted some of the ones that I think are more ready to go tomorrow. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and best of luck with your trading next week. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.